Well, it was bound to happen eventually, and then frankly, I'm kind of surprised that it took this long. But I officially have COVID as of yesterday afternoon. I tested positive twice to it, and now I have to go into 2 weeks of self isolation. I just figured I'd talk about it, say what happened, how I'm feeling, because some people haven't gotten it yet. And it's just kind of interesting because it is probably the biggest event in a lot of our lifetimes. It may very well be the biggest event in a lot of our lifetimes. So, realistically, I probably started feeling the symptoms a couple days ago. It is very difficult because I've been on a depressive cycle in my bipolar. I've also haven't really been sleeping well because some stuff has been happening in my life where I've been interviewing for some new jobs and I might have to move for them, and I've just been stressed and I haven't really been sleeping. So I just thought my weariness and soreness was a product of that and my really long commute, but I've been finding pretty much all week that I haven't really been able to concentrate all at work, and I've just kind of been sitting there staring at my screen quite a bit. At the same time, though, once again, it wasn't particularly bad. It didn't really feel worse than when I go through a normal period of severe depression, because a lot of the symptoms can be kind of similar. And yesterday, I started to break out into, I'd say, kind of a mild fever. My throat started to hurt, although not as bad as something like strep throat per se. And I developed really bad mucus. I was just very stuffed up. I didn't really think it was COVID though, because I wasn't having any trouble breathing, and I'm still not having any trouble breathing, and I'm not really coughing at all. And as I said that, I paused and coughed, but that's more just because my throat's extremely dry. So I've been drinking like an inordinate amount of water. It's really dried me out, and I'm just kind of constantly thirsty at this point. So yeah, I'd say it's kind of a mild to medium fever, sore throat, a lot of soreness in my various limbs, weakness, kind of dizzy head, stuffed up. I haven't really had a bad flu since high school, but it does feel like the kind of flu I'd occasionally get back in grade school or high school, where it was bad enough to stay home, but not really terrible or anything. I guess the most worrying part is I haven't really been able to sleep more than a couple hours a night, and I don't know if that's due to COVID or just kind of stress. Because, like I said, I'm kind of going through a lot of stuff where I might have to move, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, and now I have COVID on top of that, and that kind of throws a monkey wrench into everything. So I'm just kind of stressed out about that, and that might be it, or it just might be the COVID. Now, I've made no attempt to hide it, but I did get vaccinated. And to be fair to the proponents of the vaccine, I don't think they ever said that it would prevent you from getting COVID. I think they said that it would reduce it from being a potentially fatal or really bad disease into something that was a lot more mild. And that very well could be the case. I mean, it's kind of impossible to know, but I certainly don't feel like I'm dying or I'm severely ill or anything. I'm probably going to feel like shit for a couple days, and I'll make a full recovery. I don't know if it gets progressively worse, or and then you get better, or if it's as bad as it is now and it'll get better. But I don't know. Like I said, it's a very difficult situation where you have a virus that's mutating very rapidly, and the early stages seems to be a lot more lethal than what it is now, and a vaccine that was kind of rushed into production. So maybe it helped me, maybe it even saved my life. There's really no way to tell. I don't regret my decision. It was a condition of continuing employment that I got vaccinated, and it wasn't a hill I wanted to die on. So we'll see. I'm kind of curious to see if you can get reinfected by it. I don't think you can, but maybe it mutates so much between different variants that your immunity doesn't work quite as well. But if this is all it is, it's just going to be a bad flu or a medium flu, and I'll feel like shit for a couple days and then it's over. Then to me, that's not a bad trade off. At least it's over and done with, and I don't have to worry about an even worse infection. So I hope people found that interesting. I'm going to go lie down.